A woman crawls, struggling to get out from underground. She's being chased by something terrifying. Though she's briefly pulled back, she eventually escapes the ground and manages to flee, only to find someone waiting for her outside. A masked figure holding an axe. That night begins when Clover receives news about the last known location of her missing sister, Melanie, who disappeared a year ago. Along with her friends, Max, Nina, Abel, and Megan, Clover travels to Galore Valley, a remote valley with an old building, rumored to be a former resort or visitor center. They watch a replay of Melanie's video message and try to match the location from where Melanie sent it. They ask the shopkeeper about Melanie's photo. He says that before Clover came, some people had also been looking for missing persons. The shopkeeper suggests that Galore Valley might hold the answers they're seeking. As a sudden, highly localized rainstorm begins, only in that valley, the group gets trapped and is forced to enter the abandoned visitor center. Clover, still observing the strange surroundings outside, hears faint whispers calling her name from within the rain. She decides to step into the rain, and Max, noticing her, follows behind. Inside the house, Abel notices many missing person posters. Clover, lost in the rain, is pulled back by Max. Nina signs their names in the guest book, symbolizing they're now invited to stay the night. Megan wipes a dirty mirror. Abel finds Melanie's photo among the missing posters. Nina discovers something disturbing: Melanie's name written in the guest book. Clover breaks down in tears. Her name is also in the Galore Valley guest book. Nina notices something strange. The hourglass is now flipped. Megan senses something outside, and Max's car has mysteriously moved into the rain, as if ready to crash. They decide to return inside. With no cell signal, Clover, Megan, and Max head into the dark basement in search of a phone. Clover finds one, but it doesn't work. Abel starts to suspect, hears a noise, something has fallen, and goes to check. Megan tries to contact someone through a radio. While Nina watches the car, the rear lights suddenly shut off. She heads off to find Abel, navigating through the dark hallways and trying to turn on the lights. When she finally does, a masked figure appears and grabs an axe, cutting Abel in half. Nina screams and Max runs to check. He sees Nina's lifeless body and a horrifying figure nearby. He rushes back to warn the others. They all hide, Max and Clover behind a door. The tension builds. Max grabs a chair to fight, but it shatters uselessly. He grabs a sharp shard but fails, and the killer takes his life. Only Clover and Megan are left. The killer doesn't notice Clover hiding with a knife. Megan, hiding, is found and violently slammed to death. Clover, devastated, flees into the woods but falls. Just as she sees her sister's figure, the killer strikes first, stabbing her. The hourglass resets. Time loops back to the moment Nina signs her name again. It's a time loop. They have 13 nights. If they go beyond that, they'll vanish forever. The night repeats. They're all alive again, but their memories remain intact. Suddenly, the lights go out, signaling the killer is about to strike again. A door slams shut. When Nina sees the door opening and closing on its own, Abel tries to shut it, but it keeps opening like it's mocking them. Megan has a sensitivity to spirits. She senses this night will be worse. Suddenly, she becomes possessed. She screams, shattering lights and glass. They realize Megan is gone. Then they find her levitating, pointing at the names of the missing, speaking with their voices. She screams again and warns the masked killer not to come in. Her neck snaps. Her body goes limp. A knock on the door is heard. Max opens it. No one's there. But Clover hears Melanie's cries. She runs out but finds no one, only a house across the way that wasn't there before. Suddenly, Clover is thrown, and Max is pushed into the mysterious house. Clover is dragged inside. She tries to resist, but the force pulling her becomes more brutal. Max wants to save her, but Nina and Abel, afraid, choose to stay behind while Max goes after Clover. Clover wakes up surrounded by masks and creepy statues. An old woman watches a news broadcast about the mine collapse. Clover speaks, but is ignored. The old woman approaches and tells Clover how to escape all this. She hands her an oxygen mask, which seems to possess Clover. Max enters the house. Nina and Abel flee in the car back into the strange rain. On the way, they encounter a tall, terrifying monster. Abel is killed. Nina realizes it, but it's too late. Inside the house, Max finds a rocking chair moving by itself. He kicks a creepy clown doll. Then he finds Clover, but she's wearing a mask and is struck by the masked killer. Are there two opposing forces? Time resets again. Nina writes her name for the third time. All of them had died. They remember everything. The door is shut. They gather in the bathroom to plan, thirsty and drinks from the sink. Nina and Clover also drink while Clover talks about the old woman who explained how to end this. Max and Megan also drink the water. Suddenly, Abel coughs and explodes. His insides fly into Nina's mouth. Megan realizes it's the water that's killing them. Next, Megan dies. Clover, in panic and despair, begs Max to kill her. Max refuses. Clover wants them to reset and plan again. She knows they'll die many times, but Max just wants to hide and wait it out. Clover begs Max to strangle her. He hesitates. Suddenly, his body explodes. Now Clover is the only one left. She lies down on the floor, surrendering. Soon a man arrives, whistling. It's the shopkeeper. Clover feels something's off. He tells her she almost ran out of time. The shopkeeper tells her they can't just wait. In the next loop, they make a plan. Clover discovers the shopkeeper's real identity, Dr. Alan J. Hill, MD, a trauma specialist. Max finds a newspaper about a mining disaster 20 years ago that killed over 1,100 people in Galore Valley due to over-drilling. Dr. Allen was brought in by survivors, but the entire town was wiped out by a landslide. Nina realizes the window shows horrifying visions, not reality. Megan has a theory. If they keep seeing the same ghost, they can control their fear. Max finds a tape and plays it. It's the wrong one. He plays another, revealing an old man begging to be freed. It's all an experiment. A miner, used for traumatic experiments, transformed into a monstrous creature known as the Wendigo, driven by unending hunger. Then the radio speaks. They know everything now. Dr. Allen says for them to escape, one person must stay dead. He reveals he's in the forest with Melanie. Without thinking, Clover heads out alone into the forest. Clover almost got caught by a Wendigo. Luckily, she didn't. Clover walked through the tunnel and found Dr. Allen's room, where there were many monitors used to observe all expressions of fear and what people felt. Dr. Allen was a psychiatrist, a trauma psychologist, so he examined everyone. Clover realized all her friends were in danger. She had to save everyone from the grip of Dr. Allen, who was cunning and similar to a psychopath. Clover had a clever plan. She saw water dripping from the ceiling and remembered that the water in this world was very dangerous. Clover watched Dr. Allen explaining about this world, and she moved his coffee cup so that it would get hit by the dripping water that could explode. Dr. Allen drank it, and he realized it too late. His body exploded. Then she immediately took the key and saved Megan, who was locked up in front of the monster. They ran and tried to stall for time so the hourglass would run out. All of them managed to escape from that terrifying day and made it out. Morning came. The sun appeared, showing that their struggle was not in vain. They could have been buried underground. Fortunately, they made it just in time. The fog started to disappear, relieving everyone. A normal day returned, joyful once again.